Hello and welcome back to some more Kerbal Space Program with me, the Green Dragon. Today we are launching our communications and solar power tower in order to supply our, ground base with, you guessed it, energy and communications. And to that end, we're going to launch it. Send it to Duna and try to land it within, say, 500 meters of the living module. Now there is, I believe, the possibility of a glitch. That means when we get close enough to our, to stuff on the ground, it will explode. And if that happens, I will scrap the ground part of the mission, because that would unfortunately render it impossible to carry out. So, yeah, that would be unfortunate, but also not much I can do about that, if that is the case. But anyway, let's launch. This might be a tiny bit wobbly on the launch, but I'm not particularly worried. We should be okay, as long as all the planned for struts are added to the payload. Ooh, throttle down. Almost burned out my main cells there. Which is considered by some to be an unlucky omen. Personally, I don't agree with it, but, well, I try not to freak out the Situation Room crew too much. Those guys are already bald from tearing out all their hair, or going really grey from all the insane shit I've been up to in this game. So really, I'm kind of trying to go easy on those guys. Their nerves really aren't what they used to be, if you know what I mean. Well, yeah, I'm kind of feeling a bit sorry for them, so I'm, going easy on them. They have a tough job. They get to watch me do all this crazy shit while having no control over it. And it occurs to me that this detachable parachute extension thing hopefully has enough support with what it has here. It might not, in which case that would be very bad. We'll have to be careful with how we detach crap, I missed my turn time too. We'll have to be careful with how we trigger our parachutes. I have staged them into 3 sets, 2 drogue chutes up here, then 4 more here, and then the main parachutes here. In fact, I will split these into 2 sets, I believe, just to go easier on that fragile structure. Hopefully that will work out. Theoretically it should. Never before been tested on atmospheric re-entry. So yeah, and hopefully these small fuel tanks will give me enough time to actually maneuver into the spot. I will use quick save and quick load just because I might have to try the landing approach several times before I get it right. We'll call those simulations to measure out exactly how long we need to burn and such, until we succeed at one of them anyway. If in case there are several, we'll just assume that the Situation Room staff was able to run several simulations to determine what the right trajectory and burn time and burn length was, and that, because, those are things, the right trajectory to set up for our approach is something I'll have to discover through trial and error, but we'll assume that the Situation Room staff was able to provide us with those, and, at least that's the idea. In any case, let us continue. We will detach this stage, move on to our final stage, that is, once the outer boosters for this burn out, and we'll just leave it in a suborbital trajectory. Actually, that's the thing, I don't want it in a stable orbit, I want it on a suborbital trajectory where it will be easier to get rid of. And I most definitely am running without sound because for some reason the sound in Kerbal Space Program gets weird when I use DxStory to record it. I have no idea why, and I have no idea how to fix it, so we just have to live with it. But then again, you do get to listen to my lovely voice. As a side note, I have just today finished recording and uploading my Egypt Civilization 5 game, so you might want to check that out. It worked out pretty well, we had some cool moments, and yeah. So, you know, check it out. And if you think that these videos are good and deserve more views, give it a share on Facebook as well. Likes and comments, of course, are always appreciated. Shit, we've pushed into a higher orbit than I wanted. Right. Let's control from here and you son of a bitch, what did I just... What the fuck did I just tell you? I told you to control... Son of a gun! Jesus. Thanks. Shit! Are you fracking kidding me? Jesus Christ. Thank you, game, for your wonderful glitches. As always, I really appreciate them. And just to make sure you appreciate how much I go through for you, my wonderful viewers, I'm gonna leave this bit in so you see just what kind of situations I sometimes have to deal with. So yeah, this is the kind of moment where we get to start the flight over. Most of the time I just dump the video file and start over. But today you get to see some of it. You should still be aligned. Unless you press restart flight, yep, the world stays in the state it was in when you ended the flight. So here we go, we get to restart our ascent. I'll see if I can time warp through some of it. Yeah, it looks like she can actually take it. That's excellent. Jesus Christ. Jesus fucking Christ. Can you believe this crap? Seriously. I mean, God. Those are done. Say goodbye. Up half a notch. Gravity turn. Time warp off. SAS off. Well, toggling anyway, SAS. And we are turned towards 60. We will turn towards 45 at 18,000, I believe. Will be appropriate. This will allow us to boost ourselves into a higher orbit more easily. Ascent is looking good. Start our turn. The next stage of our turn anyway. Once we pass 25 or 30, Once we're between 25 and 30, we'll start our final turn and we will turn over completely. At that point we should have a decent enough ascent trajectory to manage that, and we will wait a tiny bit longer. Actually, I'm gonna wait till 30. Well, actually, screw that. We're gonna turn towards 20 degrees and then we'll turn. Oh Jesus, it's rotating like a crazy person. Yeah, bit of wobble. I believe I should replace these with proper winglets in all future designs. And I will do just that. So, the Situation Room crew screwed up. They had, well, they managed to screw up the programming on the uplink and on the staging systems, and as a result mission had to be scrapped and the spare vehicle had to be launched. I'm no longer going easy on those guys. Screw them. Screw them yet again, and then screw them again. And since we're such a democratic space program, I believe I will give the order to find a responsible person and have them shot for this. Because I'm a nice guy. And boom! One more stage done, and we should very quickly be back to where we were when an unfortunate incident happened. We're still within the outer reaches of the atmosphere. What's my periapsis look like? It's climbing, but not that quickly. We should still be able to leave the final part of the ascent vehicle in a low Kerbin orbit, and where it in a decaying low Kerbin orbit, that is. So we should be fine on that. Do not want to do the turns in time warp. Yeah, as long as it's below 70, 65, something like that, it will we will just assume that it will decay eventually and leave it there without actually, you know, flying. It will use the magic end flight function. Separate out that. Let me select that. Control from here. There we go. Hopefully that will work. If not, decouple. I hate you, game. I really hate you. Okay, activate, jettison, jettison. You, then on next detach you, and believe we want to be burning in any case towards Duna. Well, pushing ourselves into a higher trajectory in any case. These two first, then these four, then the next two, then the next two, and as a final stage decouple and separatron those parachute extension thingies. It should leave us in a pretty good state. How are we when doing 4x? We are functional. Not excellent, but functional. So we will fly like this. As you can see, we have another one of these booster stages, which is more than enough to boost us to Duna. So, fuel is not a problem. And okay, we are burning for an escape. Again, not the most effective use of fuel, but I believe this tower is slightly lighter than the habitat, and frankly, well, I am not particularly worried about it. We're gonna make sure that Duna is in fact set as our target, and I'm burning slightly earlier than I did the previous time, so we should have a more efficient intersect this time around. Have to make sure to kill our node there. Okay, slightly. Okay, that will screw it up, but screw that. Okay, you should be... Okay, now set it as target. Should be getting a... Crap! Is that... Okay, that's going down. Fracking maneuvers. Okay, kill that. Let's just get... Actually, screw the phase angles. I mean, we'll be more or less level with it there in any case. I mean, you know, we should be good. Anyway, let's go for it. Fuel reserves are pretty damn excellent, actually. We should do fine. We shouldn't be coming in too hot. Hopefully. Although the angle of our trajectory is less than ideal, and we will have started picking up speed as we come in like that. But all the same, we should be fine. I might add a rover to the planned missions, and we'll definitely be sending a landing craft there. Although, and we will have to send up another lander to handle resupply stuff. For, you know, for the link up lifeline between the space station and the habitat on the ground. Okay, believe we are doing fine now. It does have tiny amounts of RCS because it needs to be rotated the right way so that the solar panels are aligned with the, you know, east-west line, so that they can catch sunlight properly. Otherwise they're gonna be extremely inefficient, and that would be a problem for us. Now we will be offset as far as our approach is concerned. As you can see, we are in fact offset, but we'll be able to relatively easily correct that, and we are once again coming in hot. Now this will be a nice long turn. I'm gonna turn my engine on a smidge because at 4x and with only a tiny probe thingy to give us stuff, exit. And by exit I mean kill the throttle. This does give us some ability to control the ship a little bit better, because the nuclear engine, despite beliefs to the contrary, is vectoring, it just isn't very powerful. So yeah, you should be able to see it. Yes, it has a gimbal in any case, one that can be, and it is drifting around there. Right, we want to go like this so that we are in more 90-degree-ish orbit. This lack of control is worrying somewhat, but it should get better once we come down. Now unfortunately the Dunbase Alpha site appears to be on the dark side of the planet, but then again, by the time we get in there it should be fine. Yes, it should be okay. Never mind, that's not gonna be a problem, I believe. Okay, we need to kill off a lot of our speed, but I believe we're doing alright. Fuel reserves are, if not perfect, then quite good. Alrighty, coming in more and more horizontally. Yes, we are on a 90-degree approach, which is excellent news for us, since it will allow us to more easily... Okay, that's about... Let's give it a bit of power actually to help kill that speed, and we're gonna point straight retrograde now. And now the plan is to just drop into an orbit, and then we can do all the phase angle adjustments and other fun stuff like that. And that is slowly turning. Yes, unfortunately this stage is, well, very efficient, not very powerful, which is a problem. You know what would be nice? If we had payload pods. Say, you have something which... Say, well, you have a big pod, and if your vehicle is small enough, you can set a setting where we are launching this, and the game just assumes that the vehicle is strapped inside the payload pod. It isn't loaded, it just has the appropriate weight. You launch the payload pod, then you decouple the fairings in orbit, it loads the vehicle, and then you fly that newly loaded vehicle. And that would be, I think, a pretty cool feature, which could be useful. So, if ever any of the devs watch this, think about it. Not that I really have any say in the matter, but I think it would be neat and, well, could be a useful feature. For a lot of us, especially those of us who would like to have standardized launching vehicles for our stuff, it would make things a lot easier. Or stuff like the payloader mod, I think it is, which allows you to like load two craft together and then join them up. It should be... I most certainly do not want a Nike intercept. Right, at this point, north? No, south. Right. Motherfucker, I'll have to drop into a lower orbit, won't I, before I can do that. Oh, jeez. Alright, let's do this thing. Alright, we are approaching fast, being careful with that. And we'll have to turn retrograde now. Could use a smidge of RCS, but I won't, cause I'm saving it for future needs. And we will need it on the ground, I think, on our approach, at least a little bit. So yeah, I'm trying to save it for that. Now kill that, get into a lower orbit, a lot lower. Oh Jesus Christ, it's that inclined? Okay, that's making it a tiny bit better, but oh Jesus, too far, too far, too far, too far. Alright, I want to be in a low Duna orbit. 500 will do. Then we want to be, yep, upwards. That reduced it to small numbers. Okay, that ought to be good. I'll have to burn north in order to do this. And that is entirely the wrong way to turn. Alright, let's find that marker and point towards it in advance. And looks like we will have just enough fuel to set this up. Or so it seems. Dum 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 dum. Now, Duna atmosphere is pretty weak, so we'll have to aim very closely at our target. Okay. Alright, our burn is in 1 hour, and here we are almost. At least it's not too long, so that certainly makes things a bit easier. I might want to, well, I kind of have to come in shallow because of the dangers of not coming in shallow. This ought to be good-ish. Shit, seriously? God damn it. Alright, I'll have to wait till my periapsis and burn slightly more northwards. This thing is not very maneuverable. Okay, that will have to do. Okay, 4x. Damn it, I can't afford to turn on my fucking engine for this either, can I? Okay. Have to use a smidge of RCS for this. Can't afford not to. We need to turn, and we need to turn fast, and we need to turn well. Right, the habitat is nearly on the other side of the planet, so actually the nodes don't matter that much at this point. Really. But all the same... Okay, let's just bring it down to about 0.1, if we can. Lower would be good, excellent. And we are drifting. Right. Yeah. Let's just turn it. Okay. I would like to have 75 units of RCS left over for the actual approach. We could have that much. No, let's not. Not until we're perfectly aligned with where we need to be. Okay. RCS off, how much we got left? Okay, that should be a manageable amount. Now, the tricky bit here is that crap, we are off the marker. Compensate, hold it steady, god damn it. Alright, the tricky part here is that the planet will rotate by the time we get our periapse. So, we're gonna have a problem there. Jesus, all that drift. Alright, I'm gonna bring it in to... well, above 100,000. Kill the time warp, quick save, and we might have to do this over several attempts. And some crap program is trying to update. Give me a second. Okay, we're good. Okay, back in the game window. Right. It will take us 45 minutes to get there. Gonna put it like this. And hope for the best. And there we go. We'll have to be careful and turn. Alright. We can't add manure. Well, can't we select it as target? No! No, 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 no! What are you doing? Not what I wanted. Not what I wanted. Come on, select that, select that. Okay, thank you. I don't want to add a maneuver. Okay, what if we did this? Then could we select to... okay, what if we added one here? Would that push our path away from... no. We just cannot select that as our target. We just can't. Alright. Gonna turn ourselves around using RCS. Oh Jesus, that is burning up fast. Alright, just control drift towards our desired marker. Somehow I get a feeling that this might be a tiny bit intense. Just a feeling. But at least we... And it's fucked up those again! Jesus Christ on a stick. I'm slightly frustrated with the game right now. The game is being a frustrating little bitch. Alright. And no. But I'm gonna dump that now. And why are you staying with that? And that got screwed up yet again. Okay. Let's hope that these work alright, because this could be really messy if nothing works the way it should. Okay, the engines are at least ignited. We have that much. Okay. Do that. The atmosphere will eventually turn us the right way somewhat, and the parachutes most definitely will with their dragging effect. You know what? This won't do. I have to quick load. And I have to... Yeah, we will leave that perhaps at about 5,000 now. We will immediately detach this. Decouple. No. God damn it. It's... crap. I have no idea what is wrong with this. I really don't. I have no idea why it's doing it, that is. Okay, let's just arrange our stages. Ignite those. And go for it. Hopefully that will work out alright. If I have to, I will set down and then I will land using... I will do a short controlled hop with my engines to get a bit closer if I have to, but I need to be pretty close before that is an option. So, you get the idea. Alright, we're coming in. It's not showing us the target yet, unfortunately. Okay. Is it trying to... No, don't spin over. I should have added more RCS. Might add detachable RCS tanks to... Where is it? Why can't I see it? Oh, it's over that ridge thing. Hopefully we manage to get over that alright. Hopefully. We are coming in pretty shallow and we haven't lost that much speed, so we should be okay. Does that have a separate probe system? It shouldn't. Did I just mess up the design? Okay, anyway, there's our target. We are approaching it pretty well. But not well enough, it seems. Alright. Okay, so that was still too high. Crap. Okay, let's try again. And this is... technically... Why do you act like a separate system? I mean, it has to be a bug of some kind, right? Anyway, we'll leave it at 10,000 now. Well, 12. And that should be good. Well, 11. Take care of that. There we go. Now we need to rearrange our stages yet again. Anyway, yeah, children, this is how it's really done. You run a few simulations before you finish your final approach. And then, well, then you see how it goes. Okay, this will put us below the parachute thing altitude as well, and when we deploy those, we'll determine help determine the spot where we come down, and we'll use that to. We'll need at least a tiny bit of RCS to help rotate the craft. We'll need to hover for a second, or at least rotate it as we come down. Now we don't want that. Okay, we can still time warp a bit. The camera is being all wonky. I'm switching to free camera because that will work better for me. Okay, physical time warp. The moment we start getting some real drag, this will help. I mean, the drag will help balance out our craft, and just gonna keep it balanced as exactly retrograde as possible, and hopefully that will work out alright. Okay, we are coming over the mountains yet again. And that's some texture crap right there. Unfortunate, nothing I can do about that. Yeah, definitely some stuff going on there. Okay, it looks like this approach is actually okay. Right. Or not. We are pretty high up still. Can we deploy those? Nope. I really don't want to burn up too much fuel, but alright. Oh, that is so not good enough. Oh, fuck me with a spoon. Okay, so this is still not good. Okay, trial and error, trial and error. Set it at 8,000 then. That ought to be about right. Tiny bit more. There we go. Right. Let's take care of the housekeeping. Engines, of course, have to be ignited first. And let's just ignite those. The rest of the drag chutes. And the 4 normal parachutes. Right, and let's just wait until we're in the atmosphere for that. Maybe drag will help with that a bit, hopefully. Don't have any sort of... Okay. Okay, drag, please help me with this. Ah, screw it, I'm just gonna use the tiny reaction control system thingy in the, you know, probe control system. Damn it, this needs a proper reaction wheel piece. I mean, it really does. Okay. Okay, we are below 10,000, so we could deploy those parachutes now. I'm not sure that's a good idea, not yet. since we are pretty far away from that still. So I'm gonna wait, and we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I don't want to undershoot it either. So, okay, our approach looks okay. There we go. Those are deployed. Deploy those. Alright, 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 alright. That should be okay-ish. Use the engines to assist us with our approach. Still a bit too far. Still, it's better than... Yeah, I waited a bit too long on that. Yeah, and we do want to push in that direction now. Okay, this is good. The parachute should help turn us around. Okay, there we go. Right, that looks good. Those parachutes, some of them anyway, should deploy fully soon enough, I think. Well, the drag chutes anyway. We're moving pretty damn slow, so we should be okay. Be too far in that direction, and at this point the engines are gonna be pretty useless because, well, because right, we need to save some engines for the landing, and we are oriented wrongly, so let's rotate our ship so that the solar arrays are pointed the right way. There we go. That should be okay-ish. There we go. That seems more or less properly aligned. Deploy the rest of the chutes, and yes, it looks like it's gonna be successful now. Could use RCS to give ourselves a nudge in that direction. Okay. Come down as close as possible. To make things a bit trickier, but all the same. Okay, looks like it's a go. Yeah, I just needed to do it a few times to get some ideas to how to set it up. Sorry about that, but it had to be done. So, a periapsis of 8.5, more or less, and more or less over the spot where you want to land. Well, more or less over the... well, that. So we're gonna be pretty close. And are those deployed fully? I believe they are. Are they? Yes, I believe they are. Right. So we are approaching the ground, getting closer. Drag is good enough to keep us pretty slow. Not ideal. You'll have to burn a tiny amount of fuel to cancel out the rest of that speed. There we go. Almost perfect. Don't screw with me, game. What did it break? What did it break? What did it break? Did it break anything? F3? It damaged the solar panel. Yeah. Well, a few burn marks on the non-working side. Ah, and when the sun is straight overhead, we don't get power for all of them. Alright. Okay, that's random debris. Let's just watch this. There we go. Okay, gonna quick save, and we're gonna see if we can sort of sidle closer to it. I wish I had saved a few parachutes for it, for that, but right. Hopefully it's gonna work out alright without any accidents. If not, we can always quick load. Cause you know. I mean, I don't like to abuse the quick load thing, I really don't, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Okay, let's kill the speed, drift sideways, throttle down, and yeah, start killing that speed right back. Well, yes, let's keep burning slightly. Yep, that speed is mostly gone. Fuel should be okay, and we should be able to set this down more or less right next to our thing. Use what RCS we have left to help control our descent. Righty. Okay. Now that is looking pretty damn good. Just run a power cable between those two and you'll be fine. And that is real close, huh? Niceness. Oh, just shift slightly that way. Throttle up, and now just gently drift downwards. Bit more power, bit less power. The trick here is apparently not to overdo this. Hovering, not so hovering. Down. Gently. We still have 10 units of fuel in each of those, 14 total. So it's not like we are in much danger, and there we are. And that's the way it's done. What? Yeah. Now that is starting to look like the start of a base. To me at least. Now, after we have done the honors, rename vessel, base, and Dunbase Alpha Tower. There we go. Now let us establish communications uplink so that we can test that everything is still working properly. The Kerbinauts that we will send here will be the ones, they'll just repair the damaged solar array, and everything will be just fine. Come on. No. Come on, let me... There we go. There we go. Okay, so there it is. The tower is deployed. We have an uplink with the space station. So this thing has a few supplies, but we'll want the greenhouse online as soon as possible. So I don't know. Let's make sure that everything is saved. And anyway, we'll see what we do next, the crew or the greenhouse. But for now, I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys later. Bye bye for now.